Hi guys, welcome and thank you for joining me today. What are you afraid of? Over the last several videos, we've looked at fear and some of the results that fear has in our lives. And we've also considered some of the ways that we can start eliminating insecurity and fear. But what we are afraid of, we try to control. Or I could say, we try to control what scares us. So some of the things that people are scared of is, animals like dogs, or sometimes bigger animals like cows or horses or something like that. And granted, some animals do need to be kept on a leash or in a fence or in a pen at all times. There's just certain aspects of animals that are dangerous, and some animals are more dangerous than others. But what I'm getting at here is that a lot of times other people scare us. Children scare us. If we're parents, maybe our kids scare us. Maybe it's the thought of, oh, my child might make a mess and I might have to clean it up, or that mess might be really time consuming, or it might ruin something else that I want to do. It all comes down to, if I'm afraid of something, I have a predisposition to try to control it and keep whatever I'm scared of from happening, or keep whatever I'm scared of from being a reality. I want to keep it to where it's only a fear. And ideally I'd like to not even be afraid of it, but in a situation where it's interpersonal relationship, between two or more people, there's always going to be the door that could be opened for control and manipulation to come in. And fear is the doorknob. So anytime that I'm scared of you doing something, or scared of the way that you might be doing something, I can turn that doorknob of fear and allow that control and manipulation to come barging in. So this might look like you're doing something in a way that I don't want you to do it. Maybe I told you to spray the car off before you use soap on it, but instead you went and used soap on the car before you sprayed it off, to wash the car. And I might be scared of, oh, the dust and the grime and the dirt and stuff hasn't been rinsed off first. You're going to scratch it. I might be scared of having scratches on my car. Well, how do I handle that? I'm already afraid of what could happen, but how do I handle it with you? Another situation might be, one of my kids might pull out the flour from the baking cupboard and start opening it, and I see them opening it and I don't have time to stop them. How do I handle that? How do I handle the fear? Because control and manipulation is right there. And control and manipulation might look like anger. Fear can lead to controlling somebody through anger. Fear can lead controlling somebody through raised voice with a direct command, like stop that, or something like that. There are times, and I don't want to go without saying this, there are times where, especially with parent-to-child relationships, that stop, or just stop right now is completely okay, and sometimes needs to be done. Say one of your children is running towards a road and there's a car coming, and you can see that your child doesn't see the car, yell stop, save their life. But this is what I'm getting at is more of just on a day-to-day, the daily things of life. If I try to yell at you angrily and try to make you do something, I'm trying to keep you from doing something that I'm scared of. I'm trying to control you to do things in a way that I'm not scared of. But what I haven't done is I haven't opened up and I haven't allowed you to see my fear. I've only shown you the results of my fear. So if somebody's doing something in a way that I don't want them to, or doing something I don't want them to, I can let fear come in, or I can open up and I can vulnerably say, hey, can we talk about this for a minute? I feel scared of the way you're doing that. I feel scared of the way you're scrubbing the car without rinsing it off first. Can we talk about that for a minute? And by doing that, I've opened up the door for connection. Because anytime control and manipulation comes in, that's the doorway also. That's also the doorway of distance. But when I open up the doorway for connection is when I show you and tell you what's going on inside me. What am I feeling? And once I've shared in a way that isn't controlling with you how I'm feeling, then it's your choice. Because I've given you the freedom to make a choice here. So after I've shared with you how I feel, you have the choice of choosing to reject how I feel and say, yeah, right, like, nobody feels that way about this stuff. Or you could say, oh, okay, all right, I'll put this down. Let's talk about it for a minute. I understand you're afraid of scratches or whatever the result might be of me scrubbing the car before rinsing it. But tell me more about that. And then it's back on me to say and explain what I mean when I say, I'm scared of the way you're washing the car, or I feel scared when you wash the car that way. It's up to me to then say, well, I'm scared of the scratches that could result. I'm scared of the dirt that's on there scratching the car because it gets caught in the cloth, and then you're rubbing it all over the paint job. And then you could say something like, oh yeah, that's smart, I didn't think of that. Or maybe if you had thought of it, you just don't want to do it, you could say, you're right, I'm sorry, this is your car. In short, telling you how I feel instead of trying to control you and say, hey, stop that, don't wash the car that way. Getting angry at you and saying, you're so stupid to wash the car, scrub it before you rinse it. To use control and manipulation is to put a barrier, put a wall in our relationship. There's not going to be a very close connection if that's the route I take. But if I take the route of, hey, I feel scared of the way you're doing that, then I've opened up the door for a connection. And then we can work it out to where, you have the choice of continuing on with what you're doing and continuing to scare me, or you have the choice of doing it differently in a way that I'm not scared of. In short, you're saying, I value you, I love you, and I'm not going to hurt you with what I do. So then you might grab the hose and rinse the car off before you go back to scrubbing it. That's just one example of something that could happen. But in short, to kind of wrap this up, anytime that I'm afraid of something, I tend to try to control it. But I have a choice. Am I going to get angry? Am I going to use the tools of control and manipulation? Am I going to let fear tell me? And am I going to listen to fear? Say that this person doesn't like you, this person doesn't love you, this person doesn't value you. Am I going to listen to those voices, or am I going to choose? And sometimes it's a hard choice, but am I going to choose to preserve our relationship? Am I going to choose to connect with you and be vulnerable and open? Vulnerability and openness is something that I need to make sure that I'm not sharing something with somebody that's not safe or that they can't handle. But in this situation of washing a car, I can open up and I can say, hey, the way you're doing that, I feel scared of XYZ, and I can open up a channel for connection that allows us to reach a conclusion where both of us feel valued, where both of us feel loved, where both of us mutually agree that, hey, we're not going to hurt the other person. So there's going to be a few questions to follow. Take some time, consider them, and think about the tools that you use, and maybe the tools that stem out of fear and the tools that stem out of love and value for others. Take some time, go over the questions, and I'll see you back here again.